Welcome back, Halo followers. 343 is back from the holiday and Christmas break, and they have finally shed some light on what is going on with the game, with the studio, what is going on with Halo Infinite, and speaks of a roadmap in their priorities, as well as BTB being broken for the past couple of weeks, and even actually longer than that, really. So, Sketch posted this on the Halo Waypoint forum, a community manager, of course. He says, "Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a safe and awesome holiday break. The 343 team is largely back in action this week, and I know many of you are very eager to get some updates on a number of topics. We are working on a broader info update and driving towards being able to share more details and a roadmap to help answer your questions and manage expectations, something I think they should have done before launch or shortly after. Anyway, that exercise is going to take some time to flesh out, but please know it's in process. There's just a lot to dig into, and it's a rather complicated web of work items, dependencies, and priorities, so we want to be sure to share informed, accurate information. Honestly, guys, real quick, there's a lot more to this. I just hope that this roadmap isn't a massive, massive, massive essay, which it probably will be. At least I hope that there will be a way that we can digest it easily, like bullet points, like other studios do quite often. I just want to see what their plans are in a simple, straightforward way. Maybe they could even have a little image, something that breaks it down in a very simple way for people to understand very easily as to what is coming next. He says, in the meantime, we want to first and foremost provide a situation update on the state of BTB and Halo Infinite. I did a poll with you guys, and it turns out over half of you can't even get into a game. Over 50,000 people replied to this post. They said, no, can't connect at all. I can't connect most of the time, and that's about 61% of y'all. I eventually get into a match, and actually 20% of people can't play BTB at all. That is a big number, all right? That is a big number. He says, as you know, we've been dealing with some frustrating issues with BTB nearly since the launch, and despite a few attempts at solving and mitigating before the holiday break, we were not able to get this fixed. While BTB has remained playable, which is kind of a stretch, at least according to my poll, which isn't just my subscribers, so it actually reaches out to many Halo fans on YouTube. They say, there are matchmaking issues that increase with more players, and larger fire teams have a low chance of successfully joining into a game together. A strike force continued to work on this over the break, and we're optimistic to say we believe we have a fix at hand for the core issue. This went into Q&A last week, and so far it's looking positive. We are not seeing this issue occur eternally using this build. So it looks like they may have a solution here. Next steps are to continue testing and then move into the certification process as we prepare to release a hotfix/patch for this issue. It's a little too soon to give an ETA, but please know our goal is to release this as soon as we can while ensuring that it doesn't have any other unintended impact to the retail product. It won't be this week, but we hope it's not too much further out, and we'll share an update as soon as we have a line of sight on a release date. Once we clear cert, we are ready to ship. We know there are a number of other topics you're eager to hear about, including some of the issues, instances of cheating. The team has been working on a patch for mid-February that looks to address this and other things, and we'll have more details to come as we get closer to release. We are actively triaging and still working to get as much as we can into this February update while still ensuring no negative impacts or regressions to other parts of the game. For now, we are opting into Slipspace, the BTB fixes given the broad scope of impact on all players. That's not to say issues like cheating or wonkiness with ranked experiences aren't important, but they have other dependencies and are a bit longer timeline than this BTB fix, which is nearly ready to go. So, guys, there is one last segment, but I just gotta say, what went so wrong with the development of this game? This game suffering so many technical and software issues is probably because the game, Slipspace, was built up by contractors and outsourcing, which means that these systems are very hard to manage on the back end, right? Which is why a lot of these things systems are just broken and not working. It's the reason why custom games is barely functioning, as well as theater barely functioning. And then we have multiplayer with desync and melee blanks and even fire blanks. Campaign co-op isn't here and was delayed because it's very likely that it's not working. It is broken and they can't figure out how to get it working. Likely the same situation is with Forge. These things probably will be worked out at some point just because of the high demand, but will they be functioning? Will they be polished in the way that we all want them to be? Probably not. And honestly, what he was basically saying there, I have a strong suspicion, and they've even talked about this a little bit before with the UI stuff, that it has implications where you can't just change something because it's going to create problems elsewhere. This entire game is wrapped up in duct tape and like dominoes. If you knock over one of the domino pieces, if you change something about the way that a gun fires, it could break all of multiplayer. This game is so incredibly unstable behind the scenes. I'm actually just impressed that it is as fun as it is. One of the biggest problems with it is the fact that you can't even play one of the most fun parts of the game, which is BTB. Again, according to my poll, it looks like 20 of y'all per percent can't connect at all, or at least people just give up before seeing that. The first time I tried to connect to BTB during the holiday break, it just kept spamming the thing. I actually had to quit the program and restart Halo Infinite because it just locked me into this endless notification thing saying disconnected, disconnected, disconnected. And so the game is littered with these bugs, and they knew about BTB. BTB started acting funky at launch, right? It's never been perfect, but in my experience, it was about mid-December when BTB started having some big issues. This is the first time I think it's really been addressed in an essay form. I know they said that they were bringing the player count from 12v12 down to 10v10, but now they're saying that there is a possible fix in the works and it's coming next month. We're almost halfway through January and they're talking about next month, and they're not even really telling us when next month. They don't even know, even though that they have some ideas on when it's coming. And I feel a little bit cheated by Slipspace Engine, to be honest, because this engine was supposed to be really smooth. It was supposed to help 343 get updates out quicker, get content out quicker, and all this stuff that would imply that this game would be a much more content filled, much more up to date, and much more polished than anything we've ever had before. And it's quite the opposite. No Halo game has ever launched this broken with these many issues, with these many fundamental issues. Of course, the combat loop is great, but at the same time, it's paired with issues like melee blanks and fire blanks and desyncing and all kinds of lag and things like that. So if you can even get into the match that you want, right? So I want some kind of understanding of how they're going to fix this. Obviously this engine is not the best engine I think they've ever had. I don't ever remember Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4, or even Halo 5 having these kind of issues. These are serious issues that are, the UI limit was a dead giveaway that there is something fundamentally wrong with this engine, something fundamentally broken. And the fact that we're waiting a whole month just for us to be able to search on a playlist, and we waited, 2 weeks just to have 3 weeks for playlists because there was a UI limitation, just screams that there is something terribly, terribly wrong with Slipspace. And I want that addressed, and maybe it's not something that can be addressed, so at least anytime soon. I don't know. But anyways, guys, that is our update. They did say a few more things here, talking about how they're blown away and humbled by the reception and launch of the game. Overall, of course, the game is super fun, but it's just lacking content, and it's lacking some fundamental things, such as being able to play games with your friends, being in the same squad, which is something that especially annoys me. If I search with a friend, I should be able to be in their squad, right? So anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next one soon, all right? You take care. Peace.